Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. So the question today, it's a zigzag conversion. Question looks kind of straightforward. It's a medium question, but I think it's an easy question in my opinion. It says the string PayPal is hiring is written in a zigzag pattern on a given number of rows. Like you want to display this pattern. PayPal is hiring and read by line. Okay, I see. So you read this line, then this line, then this line. Okay. So, given that PayPal is hiring and then the number of rows is 4, then we have to do it 4 this way, then go up, then down, then go up, then down. This is interesting. Well, what we could do is we can have a position that will tell us, we can have a map which is just gonna map the position. So the size of the map is the size of the map, it's big O of number of rows. That's the space complexity, and the time complexity is just big O of n for this solution that I'm thinking of. So we can have the first position 1, 2, 3, and then iterate through the string. So at every position we find, at every character in the string we find where it fits in the map. So for the first one we put it at, we have a map at position 0, then we just append the first character. So if my position is equals to 1, then I do it. If my position is equals to 2, um right, so 2 or 3 depends on whether we want to start from 0 or 1, and if it's equals to 4 I do that. But we observe that if it is equals to 4, then we need to keep on decreasing instead of increasing. So we might try to find a way to do that. That is, if my pointer reach nums row, then I need to find a way to do that. Do I want to go up or do I want to go down? So if I want to go down, then I can find a pointer which or either a boolean or a number which is just telling me whether I'm incrementing or I'm decrementing. So if I'm decrementing, I decrement the pointer, I decrement. If this is equals to 1, then it means I'm now incrementing again. So I think that's kind of straightforward. So we can just jump into coding, and then let's see, use a string here and probably a list of characters. Mm, I don't think list of characters is a good idea, because at the end we will have to loop through the strings and then concatenate. So that might be a bit expensive in terms of time. How about we just use a string builder here and then just append the string. So we call this map, initialize it to be a new hash map. Like I mentioned before, let's have our position, which is telling us the position where we need to add it to the map, and then probably a boolean variable, a boolean which is going to tell us whether we are incrementing or decrementing. So first we can just set it to true and then just loop through the, so for, let's use a for each loop actually. I prefer for, so I don't have to do a carry at position all the time. So let's convert that into a car array. So as to car array, we have that. Then we now want to check whether we are incrementing or decrementing. So the first condition to check is if our position is equals to nums row, then at this point we need to set incrementing to false actually, because that means we are decrementing instead of incrementing. So at this point we set increment, set it to false. Then the other one to check is if my position is equals to 1, then I can set the increment back. Then it means I am incrementing again. So here I will set it to true. But that's basically what we need. So to increment and decrement, it depends on our increment value. If our increment is true, then we increment our position. Else, we just decrement the position. So now what we have to do is just to check whether our map dot contains key of position is false. If it is false, then it means this is the first time we are seeing it, and then please create a new one, which is map dot put equals to position, and then we can just create a new string builder. BUILs new string builder. Right. So at this point we know we have it, and we can just say map.guess position.append. So what are we appending C? So after this loop, you guys will realize that after this loop, what we are going to have in our map is at position 0, we're going to have PIN. So at position A, we will have ALSIN. Right, so the only way that this approach would not be acceptable is, like, let's say they ask you to print it, then it's going to be a bit more involved than, well, I don't think it's that. So printing it would just be, that's okay. So it's just gonna be the position where you are, and then you append the number of state spaces that. But since the question is not asking, let's not go through that. So at the end, let's just have a final results. So we can call our results, which is also a new string builder. Then we just have to look through our map actually, and then just append all of them together. So int I into a map.keyset. Well, we know that the key set in the map is just the length of number of rows, right? Key, right? Key set. I don't know what right. So that looks good. Now we just have to say rest.append now. So all what we have to append is the map.get I. So it means it's gonna get the first one. For this case, it's gonna get PIN, and then attach this one, attach that, and then attach the last one. So at the end, our rest is just gonna contain our result, so we can just rest.toString. Start to compile error variable I as, okay, that should be CR. Hopefully I don't have any compilation issues again. Oops. Int cannot be converted to string, line 12. What did I do? Oops. Since int is a position, my bad. That shouldn't be a string. It should be an integer instead. So let's look for the difference. Oh, there's no difference. So looks like this method is working, and then it's just off n, and then the space complexity is big off. But before I say anything, let's submit the solution first and see whether there's any. Why? So seems like we handle all 8 cases for this problem. So the next and upcoming videos will be 7 and then upwards. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe for more videos, and please like this video, share it with your friends or people who are preparing for interviews. Ooh, there's a lot of dislike on this question. I don't know why. I think it's fun. It's a fun question. I don't know why people dislike this question. Google, Facebook, PayPal, and Amazon. Well, yeah, as far as this PayPal. Well, so that's the end of this video, and then please subscribe for more videos.